And
Yeah,
we
I
should
just
be
got the
live.
notification.
You don't know, you damn well should know. My name is Reynolds, and I'm here today to debate with, well, Rage Gaming here has been wanting to debate
Oh,
me for a while on the subject of whether or not Australia is real. Instinct and Rage have both made videos about me, a few videos, trying to debunk my point. So they've both wanted to debate me for a long time. So today they're finally getting their chance after
Mm.
a long time of trying to set this up. So before we get started, do you want to say hello?
Yeah.
hello
Hey
everyone.
guys, it's
Hello.
Instinct here. Welcome back to another video.
Hey, it's Rage
Yeah.
Gaming 99 right here.
Okay. And before we go any further, I need to ask you one very specific question, and that is, are those your real accents?
Yeah, this is my real accent. I
Yes,
speak
they
like
are.
this every day. And, yeah.
Thank you for clarifying. Now, I don't know the specifics of what you want to get into, so I'm going to let you guys take the wheel a little bit and go ahead. You can ask me whatever you
Yes.
want,
Okay.
and I will answer it. So, but one at a time, please.
Yeah, I wrote down a few points. So, first question: is this whole Australia thing a joke? Like, is it just a fake YouTube persona,
Of course,
or is
if
this
I
real?
was
You honestly?
doing it fake, why would I be debating you about it right now? If it was just a joke, it was just fake. If I didn't actually
I don't
think that, and
know.
it was a
For
persona,
views?
why would I do it for just the views? I mean, there are lots of other things I could do for views. I can continue to make videos for views. The stream's not going to get that many views compared to the videos I'm making, especially responding to bigger creators. So I don't normally do streams at this time in the morning. I usually stream at night. That's when most of my viewer base is active. For me, it's usually like 12 hours from now, and I'm doing it now.
Right.
So I don't think that this stream could be said, I'm just doing this stream for views. I'm doing this stream to make it clear what my beliefs are and to clear some things up. And because I said I would do this stream. If I really wanted to just do it for the views, we would have done it by now. I would have put it right out of the way and said, we need to do this immediately. But,
Yeah.
so.
Have you contacted
Also,
Minions to
why
find
is this
updates?
why is it taking so long for us to actually do this?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, the last few months I've been incredibly busy. I've not really had much chance. I had my girlfriend recently
Okay.
moved in with me as well, so suddenly I've got another person around here. So it's been a bit more difficult for me as of late. I've also been doing a lot of traveling. And then when we did try and schedule it, I had to pull out first because I had an emergency. And then Rage Gaming over here had to pull out as well the other day. So I don't blame him for that. I had to pull out as well, but it's just been a few things in the way. But now we're finally doing it. That's why it's taken this long.
All right.
Yeah, I've been
a
waiting like
question.
4 months.
Okay.
So what about like National Geographic stuff? What do you have to say about that?
Could you elaborate on that? That's very vague.
Like the kangaroos and just scenes of Australia.
So you want me to explain how kangaroos are a thing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
do that.
Well, I've said before, but I'll explain it. Basically, kangaroos are robots. And I've shown this in one or two videos. I've shown the evidence. I wrote about it in my book, which that same information is in the videos. You don't need to see the book to know that. But I have shown evidence. There are videos. If you search on YouTube for videos of robotic kangaroos, you will find lots of examples. And that is because the kangaroos are robots. Why
True, but
else
if you
would you have
search-
robotic kangaroos?
If you searched up Santa Claus, you'd find pictures of Santa Claus, and he's not real.
That is very true, but Santa Claus often has a fake beard, and everyone knows that's fake. That's a completely different thing.
Kids don't.
You can search.
Well,
You can search Narnia. Narnia appears, but these are movies. These are folklore. I don't see your point.
I did say this in a video I made about you, but I went to Israel and I saw kangaroos in the zoo. Are those ones also robotic, or are they just like the
Definitely
one real
robotic.
animal?
I mean, you're talking about a zoo. It's a money-making scheme. It's a money-making scheme. Why else would they're trying to make money? They're going to buy in robots to get things. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I've been places. I've been to theme parks and stuff, and they've got robotic animals. They're not very good, most of them.
Mm.
But I'm
Yeah.
sure high-end stuff you could buy it, and it'd be very, very realistic.
Yeah, but they must be very well designed because they're waterproof and they're very realistic.
Sure, I'm sure they are very well designed, but we're talking about a million, maybe a multi-million dollar, a billion-dollar industry here. This isn't just some little
But
game. This
why?
isn't just like putting chemicals in the water to turn the frogs gay. This is like whole next level shit.
Why would they waste all that money just to make robotic kangaroos then?
I can't answer that. I'll be completely honest. I do not know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I don't
Fair
know.
enough. Okay.
So if you went on Google Maps, so are you saying this is from a completely different country?
Well, Google Maps, it's like computer generated. I mean, anyone could fake that. I mean, have you seen CGI these days? It's not hard. These companies can do that.
Well, there's also pictures from like NASA. Stuff
Okay,
like
but
that.
again, why? But NASA's probably part of this. It probably made a deal with the New Zealand government to
All right.
cover it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying all the government.
What about Australian YouTubers? Because you said that all the Australians are drugged in a seat or something in a room.
Yeah. How can you
Oh
see
no,
what we're saying?
I'll clear that up, right? So,
Alright.
when you go to Australia, you are drugged and you are left on the plane. Okay.
Okay.
If you live in Australia already, you're actually in New Zealand, a sectioned off area. So obviously there aren't 25 million people there. You wouldn't fit them all in. But there are a certain number of people who are in New Zealand and they think that they are Australian. And they have been drugged and brainwashed since they were children, such as yourselves.
All right. So when people hallucinate, you can't hallucinate with another person, and
Yeah, and you can't share it.
they can't be hallucinating the same thing technically. So
How do you know that? I mean,
Well-
I don't know every single little detail of how this works. Okay, I'll be completely honest about that. A lot of this is theories. A lot of this is theories, and a lot of this I'm still trying to work out. And a lot of this I'm trying. Someone's asking me in the
take a
chat
while.
to explain chirotini, and this is where this comes from. And chirotini is the drug that they use
Okay.
to brainwash you. I actually have a video specifically on that subject that will be out like 8 hours from now. It's a very important video about this whole Australia thing. So I do think it's important that anyone who wants to know about that watches that later. But I'll get into the whole carotene thing in that video later. I don't want to explain it now. It's too long of a story. But yeah, so the people who are in Australia, or New Zealand, sorry, the people who think they're in Australia, I don't know if how they're hallucinating the same things. I don't know exactly how it works. I just know that that's what's happening. I could be wrong about a couple of details, and if I knew those details, it would all make sense. But the obvious thing is that people are being drugged.
Okay, so you're the first person to ever tell us this. And it makes me think that you're the only person who believes this. If this was true, right? Wouldn't New Zealand send, let's say, hitmen to come and kill you if this was all true? And if they wanted to keep this a big secret from everybody in the world?
Well, you see, perhaps. But that's what you would expect them to do. And that's if I was to suddenly die, people watching my channel would suddenly think that was what happened, and that would completely confirm what I'm saying. So by leaving me, they think I just look like a bumbling idiot, and that no one's actually going to believe me. Whereas if they did eliminate me, then that's when...
people die like every minute. So I don't think they'd really care. I mean, your channel isn't that big, no offense. But if you died, I didn't think it would make a difference. I don't think the people who are running it would really care.
Maybe not, but that's what I was thinking. I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking anyway.
Okay, so when you were drugged in Australia, or the plane, how did you actually get drugged?
How did I get drugged? Well, it comes through the ventilation system. It comes through the air conditioning. That's the only way I can really think. I mean, I didn't eat anything that entire flight because I hate plain food and I'm a very, very fussy eater. The only thing I had was a bottle of still water. That's it. And I opened the bottle. I don't think that was in the water because surely not everyone has still water. So the only thing I can think of is that it comes through the air conditioning. So that's what I've gone with.
Speaking of the plane, what Australian airline did you fly on?
Oh
I was
yes, that's a
literally
very
about
good
to
question.
ask Sam. You stole my
Yeah,
question.
yeah. What airlines were you
I flew
flying
with
on?
British Airways.
British Airways. Okay.
It was run by British Airways.
Okay.
Next question.
Oh yeah.
I'm just Googling
Why did
about
you
it.
make so you made a GoFundMe page, right? That and you want people to raise £19,000 and
Yep.
you will fly out to Australia. So
Okay.
why did you make the price so high? Like
Well,
34,000 Australian dollars?
if you want me to go to Australia, okay, go to Australia.
Hmm.
Don't you want me to have a great experience going there, or else I'm going to come back, and even if it is real, I'm going to think that was the worst place I've ever been to in my life. If I'm going to
I
go,
mean, you're
I'm a man
spending
of high standard. I like first class hotels. I like first class travel. I eat in good restaurants. I mean, I have expensive tastes, and if those expensive tastes can't be covered, I'm not traveling that far around the world.
You're not gonna have a bad time in this great country.
Why?
This country's amazing. Also, I was wondering, when you did land in Australia, where, like, what city, what airport did you go to? What part of Australia?
I was in Perth.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's where they told me I was going. I also have family members who claim to be from Perth as well, so.
But how would you be
So now
talking
you're
to
saying
them?
that your family
If they're-
are
if
lying.
they're- Okay, so if your family are drugged in New Zealand, how do you talk to them exactly? If they're drugged
No,
and
I don't talk to
hallucinating and you don't? Have you ever spoken to them in your life?
Yeah, they've been here. They used to stay here. They moved to Australia.
Also, when the drug wears off, because I've been overseas, obviously. When you're going overseas, how does the drug wear off at that exact time that you're leaving the country? Do they like put in some antidote or something when you leave?
Well, I'd assume because I remember it was when the plane took back off. It was like maybe halfway through the flight that suddenly my cognitive abilities started coming back to me. So I think it's just they keep drugging you with air conditioning until a certain point, and then they lift the plane off, and slowly the drug wears off as you're in the air.
Okay. Okay, so
Do
can we have
you
more
live-
detail on your family who live in Australia?
I'd rather not go into detail about that. I don't know them very well.
Ah,
Um,
interesting.
So what's the point of keeping an entire country a secret for 250 years?
A secret? You mean pretending it's a lie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the whole reason was it was the New Zealand government. They thought when the world started becoming more interconnected and people started discovering different countries, they knew their country was terrible. It's a terrible country. So they thought to themselves,
Well, I mean, it's underdeveloped. It was
they
underdeveloped at the time.
they
Obviously,
thought
it's
shit.
not a very good country.
They thought we don't want to be known as the worst country ever. When they first had travelers on their shores, they realized, wow, we are so underdeveloped. We are primates compared to these people. We are barbarians, and we don't want to be known as the worst place ever. So they decided to make up a place that was worse than their place, so that they would not be known as the worst place. Because being the second worst place, at least you're not the worst place. But it could
What
have
makes
all been
Australia
solved.
so
Could have all
terrible?
been solved if they just. It could have all been solved. They would never have had to do it if they had just been informed of Brazil.
Honestly, I think you're a pretty nice guy. I just disagree with some of your opinions about Australia.
I'm not a nice guy.
Oh.
I don't try to be a nice guy. I purposely call myself a bad guy. I don't care about being nice. I'll just tell things as they are, and I don't care if I hurt anyone's feelings. I mean, there are all these people crying in the chat. There are people crying in my video comments. People sending me death threats and so upset. You're so offensive. You're so racist. Oh, please.
Yeah, honestly, I disagree with those people who are actually sending you death threats and stuff. That's pretty rude.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's beyond rude of it.
Charlie Strong, you have a very good point there. On the plane, wear a gas mask. I'm not sure if you'd get on a plane with a gas mask, but that is something you could try.
Yeah, that would
Do
be
have a very
suspicious.
important video coming tonight, coming later today, about that whole thing, about the carotene, because I have made some discoveries, and I'm not going to reveal that right now because then I wouldn't have anything for my video later. But there will be a very important video later today explaining carotene and a couple of little things I got wrong. Anyway, can we move away from the drugged part and ask me about something else?
I don't really have a valid question. Ben, well, Bambi instinct, you can go.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just thinking really quick of a question.
Anyone in the chat have a question? I'm going to take viewer questions from the chat right now.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Or if you guys don't mind, do you mind if anyone else comes into this hangout?
I don't mind.
Do you have people that they want to add
There were a
into
couple of
that
people in the chat
call?
that didn't want to join, yes.
Oh, okay.
If anyone in the
That
chat
should
wants
be
to
okay.
join, I'm going to quickly put
Any
a link in the
Australians
chat.
to help us?
Yeah, because we're running out of ideas.
But
I don't
anyone
know
who's
anything.
shouting or talking over anyone will be kicked out. If you want in, there's a link. It's in the. I just posted it in the live stream chat. Anyone is free to join. Just click on the link, and you will be in here.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
If we're all drugged and we're all hallucinating, sitting in a room in New Zealand, how are we talking?
What do you mean? How are you talking? I didn't say no. When you're in New Zealand,
how are we
you're
talking
not.
to you?
Okay.
Hey,
You're not sitting in a room. You're not sitting in a room, not being able to move. You are being drugged and brainwashed from birth, but you're still able to move. It's the people who are visiting that never actually interact with you. It's just you're still interacting with other people. You're still
Well,
interacting with me. You're not trapped. You can walk around your whole place. You can walk around your city, your town. You can travel.
Wouldn't that be a bit suspicious? Like if you're an average like person living in New Zealand and you just see like somebody walking around looking
Hold
drug fucked, walking around the street.
I mean it.
And wouldn't have somebody found out, like it's been discovered like 250 years ago? Wouldn't have somebody found out that it's just a part of New Zealand?
Excuse me a second. Someone's
Hello,
calling me
people
over
have
and over
joined.
again.
Hey, Resurrect.
Oh, hey,
Yo.
Luke.
Wait,
Yeah.
if like we were in New Zealand, you know how people have New Zealand accents? How come we don't have New Zealand accents?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask something like
What's
that.
up, bro?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have a
Mr.
question.
Luke Narwhale.
That's
Okay.
me.
Are you on Team Aussie, Luke?
Hell yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yay.
Okay, hello. Sorry about that. I had
Rag
to answer
Reynolds.
a very important call. Yes.
How come if we live in New Zealand, we don't like you know how New Zealand people have like very like strong accents? How come we don't have those accents?
But
We
you
got
do
all
have a
the
very
accents,
strong
man.
accent.
But
I
it's
mean, I'm
not
sure-
like a New
Yeah, but
Zealand accent.
it's not the New Zealand accent.
It's
That's because-
obviously
Nah, we
that's
call
different.
these
because-
as an accent.
That's because your people have been sectioned off. And I mean, in a sense, you could say Australia does exist. In a sense. Because there is a
Oh, so
cordoned
now
off
you're
area.
changing your changing your point.
Hold on. Let me finish my point, okay?
All right,
When-
you can finish it.
Shut the hell up.
I will speak and then you will speak, dummy. So be quiet.
Yes,
There's
dummy.
a cordoned off,
Preschool.
there's a cordoned off area in New Zealand where all of the Australians live. If you are sectioned off away from all these people, you could essentially say this little city is actually Australia. So Australia is not a country, but maybe it is a little city of people in New Zealand, okay? Maybe that's what it is. But the people in there being sectioned off for hundreds of years, they're going to develop different speech patterns. They're going to develop a different way of speaking, okay? Does that answer your
Okay.
question?
I
Yeah,
have a
so-
question, guys.
Okay,
Alright,
what's your question?
When like a big storm or like a cyclone or something rarely hits New Zealand, why don't we get the effect or anything like that? Like
That's
why
true.
don't
What
we get
about
the cyclone?
earthquakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good question. I have not thought about that, and I'll have to get back to you on that one. That's not something I've considered
Okay.
before.
Okay, first of all, if you're gonna make videos on your channel where you confirm that a country does not exist, shouldn't you have a lot and a lot of proof
Like
to back
every
up
single
your
point. Yeah.
yeah, like all these questions that we ask you, shouldn't you be able to answer them with a valid point?
Let me take you back to the start, right? My
Oh, hello,
first video, my first video on Australia was called "Down with Australia," and that video was me just saying Australia's a terrible place. I didn't say it was fake. Soon afterwards, I was aware of some information and I started joking around and memeing. And I thought, oh, Australia's not real. It can't be real. It's a terrible place. So this makes sense. And I saw some theories and I thought, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So hold on, let me finish. Let me finish the
Let him
story.
speak. Let him speak.
So I made this other video and it was a lot of it was a joke. So like I was talking about the Emu War and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, well, there is a bit of truth here, and it is a bit strange. How come this is a real place? It's discovered by Captain Cook. That doesn't seem like a real person. I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous. But at the same time, I wasn't entirely serious. I was making a joke video. But after that, that was only like 2 videos in. Now I'm like 22 videos in. And as the videos went on, I have become more and more serious about this. And at first it was just theories and it was just joking around, but the more I looked into it, the more convinced I became. And by the time you get to a certain point in my videos, I was fully blown into that. I mean, some of it is obviously I have a video called Boomerangs Don't Come Back. And I throw a boomerang and say that's proof it doesn't come. Of course that's a joke. Okay? Of course
Wait,
that is a joke.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes,
Can
we
anyone
can.
hear me?
Reynolds, I have a
nice.
question.
Oh,
One
guys,
at a time,
can you?
please.
Yeah, one at a time. Like, come on.
So you know how there's
Yeah,
a
guys.
discrete difference between
Shush.
the size and width of New Zealand and Australia, right?
Okay.
So how come truck drivers can drive straight through Australia, which is obviously wider than New Zealand, and they don't reach the end?
What?
Like, you know, like truck drivers can drive across
Wow.
Australia, and that's obviously farther than like.
Oh no, yeah, no.
I have never met a truck driver in my life, so I have no idea what you're talking about or what you're trying to insinuate
What
here.
do you mean?
Absolutely no sense. So if you have a question for me, please ask it.
Oh,
Hey,
I
I
have a question. Oh,
I have
yeah.
a question.
One at a time.
Wait.
Okay, I'm going to go
wait,
through
can I
you
go?
one at a time. Everyone be
Okay.
quiet. I'm going to go through you one at a time and ask if you have anything to say. I'm going left to
Yes.
right. So first on my screen, I see Bambi. So Bambi, do you have anything to ask?
I have a
No,
question
not
for
at the
him.
moment.
Okay. Next, Gone. What do you have
Yeah.
anything to
Yeah,
Okay.
I was the guy who was DMing you earlier. I was just wondering.
There were a lot of people who were
if
DMing me
you-
earlier.
Oh yeah. I was just wondering if you have like a laptop near you or something. If you could just quickly look up like some of the history of Australia, maybe just go through it and talk to us about how it's fake. Like for example, I don't know, Captain Phillip. You've never mentioned him.
I don't know who
or-
that is.
Yeah, so he was our first governor in New South Wales. I was just wondering if like you could go over like a bit of that history and tell us exactly how it's fake because
Oh,
it'd be
I mean,
pretty
I'm not-
difficult to
I'm not
make up
gonna-
a lot of it.
I'm not going to go into it too much, but from the sounds of that, it sounds like he was probably the first guy that they put into this place when they created the Lie of Australia. He's
Yeah,
the
he
guy
was
who
the head of
ran things,
convicts,
maybe.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's probably the guy they put in there. So that would make some sense. Okay.
Okay.
Instinct.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
if you go onto Google Maps, right, and you find a specific point in Australia, or just like any point in Australia, there are Australian vloggers. So they vlog, you know, their environment.
Okay.
If you really wanted to, you could go to Google Earth and you could find that exact spot where they were vlogging if you really wanted to. So
Okay.
explain that.
Well, I would need someone to do that and show me. And then if I saw that, I would maybe believe that. But I need to see it. So someone make a video doing that, and I'll watch it and I'll see what it looks like.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm
Australian
traveling-
sports. That's
I'm
all
traveling
fake.
to New South Wales, so it's time to film everything.
Hold on, I'm going one at a time.
Okay,
Next up is Luke Denarwal. So do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, hey, what's your take on things like live satellite imaging of Australia and like the entire world?
I
Because
think it's
NASA has a constant stream going of live views from the space station.
I think it's very easy to fake. I mean, sure, a lot of it is probably very. I mean, is it really that hard to fake one little island on their satellite? I don't think.
Kind of, yes.
Well, I don't
It's
think
not-
so.
It's not
Isn't
like it's
that
a
small?
little island.
It's the biggest seller in the world. So
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
And in real time, that would be very difficult.
exactly.
Okay,
that's
Mr.
what I'm-
Mystery. Mr. Mystery, do you have anything to ask?
Yeah.
This is the first time you've ever said something. Okay.
It's more to do with like the how Australia interacts with the rest of the world. Like Australia is I believe one of the biggest suppliers of iron to China. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Coal.
Coal, that's it. The point is, it's like they supply China with a lot of things,
Okay.
and so that would obviously have to come from somewhere else. So that
Supposedly
might,
New Zealand.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably does come from somewhere. Yeah, it probably comes from New Zealand.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
you answered the
it's
question.
okay if you don't have an answer now, but it is something to think about.
Okay. Next up, Rage Gaming. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I had one, so I forgot it.
Well, I'll come back to you if you
Yeah,
want.
just come back to me.
Okay, reasons why.
Do you have a question?
Apparently not.
Are you
Resurrect. Do you have a question? Oh, reasons why speaking. I can't hear you.
Oh
Oh,
god.
nice ping.
Reasons why. I think oh, there we go.
You're breaking up really badly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
reasons why we're gonna have to skip past you, I'm afraid. Resurrect. Do you have a question?
No, I do not have a question at the moment.
Okay. Air Asia. Do you have a question?
Oh god.
Air Asia. Do you have a question? Reasons why I'm kicking you out.
Someone's got Wi-Fi.
Air Asia, you're silent, so apparently not. Right. Anyone else have a question?
Yeah,
me.
I have another one.
Okay,
I
go
was
for
just
it.
wondering. I live in Sydney. I was wondering, like, if I were to go and walk on the Harbour Bridge, or you've heard of the Harbour Bridge?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. If I were to go walk on that and video myself on it, and then send it to you, would you start to believe it Australia, or what reasoning would you have
No, I
to
wouldn't.
not?
Well,
Okay,
I mean, I
what
don't
would
see
you say?
why is that suddenly proof? Why are you in Australia because you're on that bridge? You could be anywhere in the world. It doesn't prove
True.
that you're in.
True. Okay. All right.
That
Wait,
bridge could be
so
I have a question.
okay.
So you know your video that you made where apparently you went to Australia,
Yes.
and you were drugged and everything. Okay, why didn't you film it for proof? So like, if you were going to go to Australia, wouldn't you film it to have
Okay.
proof?
Okay.
like a
I'll be
vlog.
I'll start you off. When I went, I was very nervous. So I was very, very scared. I didn't know what to expect. And I didn't want to seem suspicious. I didn't want anything to go wrong. So I went and I just wanted to check it out. If I went back, I would most certainly film it. I wish I had just filmed it. I wish I'd just gotten like some sort of hidden camera or something, even if I didn't want to carry one. But or even just like a voice recorder and like recorded audio of the whole thing. That would have even been
Okay.
good, I think. But
I have a
I didn't.
question.
Okay.
How
Wait,
come,
okay.
like, how do they afford all the drugs and all that for 22 million people?
24.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a
Jesus.
government. Governments basically print money. I mean,
Someone's gonna fall.
No,
They spend
government
the money of a lot of things in the economy. It's not just all spent on fancy drugs to drug everyone.
yeah, it's spent on a lot of things, but we're talking about a government. They can afford whatever.
24 million though.
They spent $1 million on street lights in the Gold Coast.
Exactly. That's not that much.
That's just street lights in one place, the Gold Coast.
Yeah, on the highway, it's Gold Coast.
So sorry, Ray Reynolds, what's the name of the drug that we're all apparently being drugged?
Cairotini.
Can you
Okay.
spell that?
I will
Yeah.
spell that in the YouTube chat. If you check the YouTube stream, Cairo.
How many viewers do we have currently?
61.
61.
How many?
61.
61. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Aboriginals robots, like what happened with them?
Or Aboriginal robots.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
There is apparently no such thing as Karatini.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm searching it up right now, and nothing comes up about any sort of drug.
Right.
Also,
Of course,
also,
it's not
also-
going to come up. Of course, it's not going to come up because it's.
So how
Government-
did you?
You're gonna cover it
so
up.
how did you find out?
I
Yeah.
will be explaining that later today in the video I'm putting out because there has been a
Why?
mix-up
Why not
with
now?
that.
I mean, it's a live
Because
debate. Should you explain it
this-
now?
No, because this actually think through and get my words properly so I don't say anything wrong. This is a video I'm going to actually have to
come up with a reason. Yeah,
No,
I
this
see.
this is a very important video that I've been planning since a couple of days ago. It could change the entirety of everything I've been saying. I could be wrong about a lot of things.
God!
And it depends. It depends. I'm still thinking it through, and I will have the video up later today. But it's going to be it's basically a part 2 to the I went to Australia video. That it's basically a part 2 to that, and I'm going to be explaining more in depth about Karwatini because it seems I may have been fooled by someone.
I
have a
sorry.
question.
I have a. Oh yeah, you go first, mate.
All right, so like, you know when the Japanese bombed Sydney and stuff, and like in Sydney, Darwin and stuff like that, and like terrorist attacks in Australia and stuff like that, which is really rare. Where do they go for that to happen? Like when they fly to Australia to bomb it and stuff like that, where are they actually flying to? Are they going to New Zealand on their own plane?
Obviously, yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yeah, obviously they're going to New Zealand. Australia isn't even real.
Dude, they're not going to drug their own plane.
Why not?
Because it's a war. Why would they want to do that?
I know. No one's
Although,
actually
yeah.
ever bombed what you think of as Australia. They're bombing New Zealand. That's. I mean,
Although
when
that-
you.
I have a question.
Australia doesn't even exist.
What's the question?
Okay. Yeah.
Who studied?
What about animals that have to live in the Australian environment, like the kookaburra?
The what? Say that again.
The kookaburra.
kookaburra? It's a species of bird.
Yeah, you know what a bird is?
I mean, I don't know what you're trying to get at here.
So,
Like,
Okay,
how do
so-
you explain species that
kookaburra.
are
How
exclusive to
would it live
Australia?
anywhere else?
Wait, how do robots reproduce?
Yeah.
Robots don't reproduce.
Well,
griffin
there's
questions.
probably footage of kangaroos having sex.
And you
Yeah.
know
Well, then maybe they do reproduce.
I watched
Maybe
that.
I'm wrong.
Maybe
What?
they do.
Robot semen?
Oofed.
Yeah, do the robots
Is that
just
just
like
oil?
it might be
I've got
just
a question to steer us away
stained
from this
oil.
topic, real quick.
Okay.
I've quickly there's a hill near my house that has a decent view of the city. I'm not sure. I think you can see my screen. I'm gonna quickly show you. What do you say
Are you
about
sure it's
that?
a good idea? Okay.
I mean, it's pretty dark.
That looks like a nice hill.
I don't know what you're trying to
Yeah.
show me here. It just looks like a sky. You could be anywhere in the world. It doesn't prove to me that
True,
you're
but
in
you
Australia.
can exactly. But like for
Is that the
example, you
Gold
can
Coast?
no, this is Sydney. But anyway, you could look up
Sydney,
for
bro.
example. You could look up for example, like I don't know, the weather report, and you could say that that's fake. But like it's rainy tonight. You can see it's rainy. You could say it's all fake. It's not rainy in New Zealand, for example, tonight. What do you say about that?
Say that again.
Yeah.
I
Do you
asked
understand what I'm
about the
saying?
weather earlier. I asked about
Um,
the weather
It's rainy
earlier.
tonight here, but it's not
Okay.
rainy in like New Zealand. So
The
Yeah.
whole country. It doesn't rain across the entire country. I mean, sometimes there's rain on my street, and 2 streets
my
away. there
God,
isn't rain. I
true.
mean,
Well, it's
you're not-
pretty dry in New Zealand.
just
like,
because
all
it's
around at the
raining in
moment.
New Zealand doesn't mean it is raining in all of New Zealand. Just because it's sunny
Yeah.
in Scotland doesn't mean it's sunny in all of Scotland. Just
Exactly,
because
but
it's
if
snowing in
yeah.
America doesn't mean it's snowing in the whole fucking continent.
True.
There's huge
But if you like
storms,
look at
like,
the
Oh
weather
my
report,
Lord.
the whole New
yeah.
Zealand.
If you
I have a
look at the
question.
weather report for New Zealand at the moment, though, it's pretty dry all over. But Sydney at the moment is incredibly wet, and you can see that. So
Thank you, Coco. They're cloning humans. Kangaroos could easily be cloned. I think you're very right.
On
about
the
that.
kangaroo topic, I accidentally just saw a video of kangaroos fucking. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Good on you, mate.
Accidentally.
I don't want to know what kind of things you watch. You're too young to be telling me this, so please
Nice
don't.
work.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Detectives on the case.
I have a question rounding back to the terrorist things. Because
Okay.
terrorists normally act outside the law. So if they did want to bomb Sydney or
Yeah.
wherever, then they would go to where they think Australia is, and then they would find out that it
But
is
they would
not.
never get to where they think Australia is because the government are watching that area and they would shoot the planes down before they got there.
Right. But
I bet I
mean,
can find
yeah.
footage of that. Just
Is
wait.
that
Give
what
me 5
happened
minutes.
with Malaysia
I
Airlines?
suppose the
Your
people back.
footage means nothing to me. Your footage can be doctored. It can be fake. Movies exist. Do you think movies, everything happening in those things, they actually happened? You
Absolutely.
think
I've
Star
met
Wars
Iron Man.
happened? There is footage of Darth
Absolutely.
Vader
I am Luke.
throwing
I am
Emperor
Luke
Palpatine
Skywalker.
over a fucking banister. Do you think that actually happened?
Absolutely.
mean,
I'll give
Do
you
you think
footage.
Godzilla actually walked through fucking Manhattan? You think
Do
King
you
Kong
think
claimed the Empire State
Australia
Building?
is real?
Hell yeah.
Oh, my
Absolutely,
lord.
King Kong's real. If I could say
Those
King
kids
Kong's
went through the
real,
wardrobe
that's
and
the same
came
thing
out
as
in
saying Australia isn't real.
Mm.
Wait, hold on. I've been able to take this, but you don't believe in Godzilla? That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Like,
So
come on.
sorry, mate. I'm just wondering, like your
If
video
movies are real, then
with
Giggle
walking
and
off,
Hoot would be lit.
My video what?
your video with falling off the edge of the earth. Can you sort of elaborate on that? Like, for example, like where were you? How did you not see, like, I don't know, the
How
edge
did you not
coming?
die?
Can you, yeah,
Gravity.
and, yeah, no,
See,
this strong guy.
A
Can you just
man named
elaborate
James
just a bit?
Finlayson grabbed my wrist and pulled me back onto the earth.
Okay. So where were you exactly? Like, were you in England or wherever you live?
Who is
or
making
were you
up
in
noise?
Australia, or
It's Luke.
yeah.
Look, is that you?
Who said it? I mean, not me, Luke, the other Luke.
Alright, he
I'm
muted
mute.
his mic.
Okay, there we go. Right,
So sorry, where were you exactly in the world when you walked off the edge, or where do you
went
think
for a
you were
walk.
at least?
I was doing a lot of traveling, and I went for a walk,
Yeah.
and then I fell off the edge of the world, and a man named James Finlayson saved me. I would have died.
How'd
if he
you know?
didn't.
How'd you know his name?
What
Is
was
he your
it?
friend or?
What was it like when you fell off the world? Like were you in space? Like, was
I mean,
it
I
all
didn't
dark?
fall very far. I mean, I only just
Wait.
kind of. It's like if you were standing on the edge of a cliff and you just kind of fall a little bit, and then someone grabs you. That was basically how that worked.
So if
you fell off
you've
the cliff.
fallen off, then I bet a bunch of other people have fallen off. So if a bunch of other people have fallen off,
Yeah.
how is there no footage evidence of this?
Because most of them probably weren't saved. Most of them probably fell to their deaths. I mean, I was saved. I was very fortunate
Why
that the
doesn't-
man
why
James
doesn't
Finlayson
someone
But
was
if they
there
can
to grab
see
me.
it, wouldn't they
Was
just
he-
stand at the top
was
and
he
film it?
elderly?
Was James Finlayson
I-
elderly?
I have something to say.
James Finlayson is the name of my grandfather, so yes.
He's
But
actually
hang
the
on.
name of a-
Wait,
People
wait,
are
wait,
saying-
wait.
There's a big
Hold on.
ice wall that
Hold on. So you fell off the world and your granddad
was
saved you?
boy.
Yes. And
I have a question.
he is actually a descendant of the man known as James Finlayson that you're probably
What?
thinking of.
I have a question. The only way that was possible, like, is if gravity didn't exist. And gravity does exist because there's a lot of proof that gravity exists.
Say that again.
So how would you fall off the edge of the Earth if there's gravity? Because
Yeah,
gravity.
he's
pulls
basically
you to the
asking,
center
are
of
you a
the Earth.
flat earther?
I'm not
No,
a flat
he is a
earther.
flat Earth.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
flat.
How would you
earther.
fall off the Earth if the
If
Earth
it was
isn't flat?
round.
Well, I didn't say it was round either. I
Round.
mean, things can.
What shape
Who
is
is making that static noise?
Luke.
I think it's.
It's Luke.
How do you know?
Well,
No,
no, I just
just-
muted Luke and it's still going.
I think it's.
No, just
No.
Luke.
Not
Oh,
me.
Luke.
Who
Yeah,
is
but-
it?
It's
It's
just
the
Luke,
guy
not
whose name
me.
is Just Luke.
Just Luke. Where's Just Luke?
Yeah.
No, like.
Thank
just-
you.
Yeah, Luke.
Anyway,
Okay. Not me that making the static.
if
There's
if
so
the
many Luke.
if the world was a cube, okay, you could still fall off the edge because
No.
there are
No, you
multiple
couldn't.
flat sides. Yes,
But
you
it's
could.
not a cube because there's
Where
proof
is
that
the
it's a
center of
circle.
I'm not saying it's a cube.
That's
I'm
a-
just saying
yeah.
it doesn't have to be entirely
Actually,
flat to fall
actually,
off.
you couldn't fall off the Earth if the Earth was a cube.
Yeah, gravity would
Because
pull
gravity would just
There would
push
still
you
be
back on.
gravity.
I'm saying it has an edge. If it's a cube, it has edges. That's all I'm saying.
It's not a cube though, it's a sphere.
If someone's commenting,
An
on this,
oblique
that's my little
spheroid,
brother because he has
actually.
my phone because he's watching it.
Are the people in the chat smarter than the people I'm speaking to right now? Or the people? Can you say something smart? Because these people in here, they're hurting my head. Someone in the chat,
have
can
a
you please,
question.
please say something nice, something smart?
I have something
please.
smart to
Ooh,
say.
we've been
I have
Wait,
something really smart
wait,
to say.
wait, guys. Like, are we all Australian apart from Ragreynolds?
Yeah, we're all Australian, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Greg Reynolds,
Yeah.
I have something really smart.
And those are your real accents.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh lord.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I wasn't born in Australia, but I
How do you
moved.
live
Okay,
with yourself?
Okay, so you honestly think that
I've
we were
lived
all
in Sydney
talking
my whole
before this? So you think we were all talking before this live debate, and we were like, okay, we're gonna come up with this accent. We're gonna talk like this. We're gonna sound like.
Right, yeah, no,
Uh,
we just need
Exactly.
to get our
Yeah.
practice in, mate.
We're really
Right?
talented.
Yeah,
though.
that's what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know?
Also, if we're all
First A
drugged,
plus
how are
I've
we
gotten.
talking with each other? Like if we're all hallucinating, how are we talking with each other?
That's true. We all
No, we're
sound
not
pretty
hallucinating.
okay
He
to
said that. He said that we
Wake
were
up,
drugged at
Jeff.
birth.
Oh, were you saying something?
Nah.
Yes, we were.
You're actually so funny. Oh my
I was
god!
too
Wow.
busy blocking out the haters.
Hilarious.
I was too busy
Also,
blocking off good
Why is
points.
the YouTube category of the live stream comedy?
I have something to say. I have something to say. I have
That's
something
funny.
to say. Guys, okay. Rag Reynolds, I think I'm buying you merch. I'm gonna
Oh
buy
yeah,
you-
mate. Good on you.
Viv, wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
wait,
buying
is this
you
Viv
You
talking?
know how I like
Everyone-
my medium
Everyone
rare.
should buy my merch.
Whose side are you on?
I don't know.
Just check my link from the
I'm on
description down
Australian
below.
side.
You can buy the merch of your enemy. It's a fact.
Just
This
go to
isn't-
the-
This
Actually,
isn't
you
a
know what would
debate
be funny if
anymore.
I
This
bought
is
the
just a
Australia
casual
doesn't exist
conversation.
shirt.
I want to buy the merch. I'm buying the merch. I wanna buy
Oh,
the merch.
good.
I'm gonna
This
buy.
is just a
I'm gonna buy the
casual
Australia
conversation now.
Yeah, I've got another question. So
Okay.
you know, I just came back from a week camp in the Australian bush, down near Nowra. We saw plenty of kangaroos. We did hiking all the time. We had gum trees. We had like a ton of Australian wildlife that does not exist in New Zealand. I've been to New Zealand.
wildlife.
I know. Yeah. So what do you say
Oh,
to that?
stop with
There are
the story.
species that don't exist in New Zealand
Is
that
that
we have
Luke guy
here.
again? Is that
Yeah,
fucking
Luke,
guy?
just watch the
Oi, turn
stream.
it
Get
off.
out of here.
Yeah,
I
kicked
want
him out.
someone to get a water slide or
Jeez.
something.
Wait,
So anyway,
are
how do you
kangaroos
explain
robots
that?
as well?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So what do
Yeah,
you say about
no.
the wildlife though? Like the actual plant species, like I don't know, gum
I mean,
trees.
the
They don't
wildlife
exist
is the
anywhere
main
else.
thing that gave me the idea that the place wasn't real. I mean, how can you have so many dangerous, horrible things that don't exist anywhere else? That is the
Well,
thing
there
that
aren't
originally
many
actually
poisonous
stuck with me.
plants. Yeah, there
Oh,
aren't
that's
many
pretty
poisonous
dangerous.
plants. There are like snakes and spiders and stuff. But
Spiders
if you know how
bigger
to,
than
like,
birds. Yeah,
true,
right.
true.
No,
There
no,
are
no.
a few of
Spiders
those.
as big as cats.
Oh yeah, mate. Anyway, you know, so
I
we
mean-
have spiders that are pretty big, but like if you know how to if you know how to like handle them or like how to behave near snakes and not like I don't know scare them, because if you scare
A
them they'll
snake
bite
killed
you
my
obviously.
chicken.
If you know what to
Yeah.
do, they're not that deadly. It's
Rest in
only if they
peace.
bite
If
you.
you know how to be a rational
Yeah.
human being, you won't get hurt at all.
Yeah. Also, if big bugs is what tips you off to something not being real, then New Zealand shouldn't be real because they have moths the size of birds.
Don't they
Oh
have the
my
biggest insect in the world?
gosh.
They are
Right.
horrifying.
Just
Awesome.
a second.
Good facts.
Who hasn't spoken in a while? Because there are other people who want to get in here and
Panic.
ask some stuff.
I
But
don't. I don't think Panic has said anything in a while.
Africans
Sorry.
are very
Hey,
big
Rag.
sized birds too.
Yeah. Okay.
one
You
at a
should go-
time.
My
Hold on.
audio isn't working.
Who? What isn't? Who
Hey
isn't?
Rag. Hey
Who's
Rag,
speaking?
listen.
Okay,
Listen, you use you use New Zealand as the basis for your arguments on why Australia doesn't exist, right? But paradoxically, since New Zealand was attached to Australia at one point, why do you what kind of paradox is this, man?
Oof.
Without Australia, New Zealand wouldn't exist. What's wrong with your argument?
Please
I
calm
want to
down a
know
second.
Nice
I
profile
asked your
pic.
question again. Please word it.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
what
you're actually either dumb or a troll. Oh.
You're actually you're dumb
He's
or a
Shrek,
troll.
okay? He's Shrek.
Oh my
my
god.
Do the
Wait,
roll.
Rag.
Listen.
Rag, what do you think about the kiwi bird that is home to New Zealand?
Oh, jeez.
You're actually either dumb or a troll.
I need to watch you act like a
Oh
monkey.
my god,
because
you're so
I
funny.
know you can't ever
Come on,
prove
guys,
your
let's put
argument.
Here,
rational
Asia, please do
discussion.
yourself a favor and shut up. No one cares about what you have to say.
You should have been
Huh?
told that 7 years ago.
He has a point. New Zealand was
I have a
connected to
question about the
Australia at
GoFundMe.
one
I have a
point.
question about the GoFundMe.
New Zealand was attached to Australia, guys.
Shush.
You keep on like Australians, mate. You can't. You
Yeah,
gave
12% of
bullshit
Australians
defense
are
for your own
I
country.
can't what? What is your
Like you gave
question?
bullshit defenses for your own country.
I have
Why
a
not
question.
use
I have
some
a-
geological
Guys,
evidence?
I have a
Why not
question.
use
Bullshit
geological
defense.
evidence?
Let him speak. Let him speak.
Why not you use
You go,
geological
Duncan.
evidence?
Shut
New Zealand
up!
was indeed connected to Australia, but
Okay, I
say,
have a
so
question, please.
by Rag, so if Rags was like, if he researched correctly, he would have proposed a better argument that New Zealand is not making Australia exist, because New Zealand came after Australia. New Zealand came after Australia, man. What kind of paradox is this? Answer this question. Don't just reply. Shut up, race car bed kid.
Yeah. New Zealand was part of
Well, do
Australia.
you have a race car bed?
No, I don't. I sleep in an actual bed, unlike yours. Probably modified
You
for
were
your
talking about my
weight.
defense of Scotland being real, and every
sleep in
single
a
day
bed.
I get comments that say, every single day I get comments that say, how would you, this is so offensive, how would you feel if I said Scotland wasn't real? And do you know what I say every single time? I say, I wouldn't care because I'm not a little bitch who cries about things like that.
That's why
Exactly.
we're
Australia's more influential
not even
than
Australian.
Scotland.
That's
Yeah,
irrelevant. It doesn't matter if Australia's more relevant or whatever. It doesn't matter, bro.
That's why we're
I can sleep in a race car bed if I want.
I've got
Wait,
one more
so
serious
why-
I feel like
I got a
everyone has to,
question.
right?
Bambi
race
wants,
car.
Bambi wants to speak.
Why are you
Oh,
like
gosh,
starting this
it's a
whole thing about
paradox.
Australia isn't real if you don't care?
What do you mean I don't?
Like, why are you making videos on the internet about saying that
Because
Australia isn't
Memeos
real?
is giving him 2,000 subscribers.
money.
That is a good point.
No.
What? No.
I made my first Australia video back in 2016. I got no views on those videos. I was getting no views at all, yet I continued
That's why you
making
made
them
more.
over
No,
2 years. If I
Right,
was
listen,
concerned
you're
with
arguing
views,
about your views. Your views. The problem is that your arguments are pretty much
Hey, it's
flawed,
peanuts.
and you can't. And all you can do when someone disproves your argument, you just say, "Oh, race car bed kid."
Exactly.
Like what kind?
Or
Like
you
you're
just
just
call them
insulting. You're not
dum-dums.
making
You
a
ju- you
good
just call them
point.
dummies.
but they are dum-dums. You don't get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, dumb thing.
What do you mean you don't get it? You're telling 24 million people.
Do me a
What?
favor.
You
She
have
doesn't
you have
exist.
some big
No,
balls
New
calling
Zealand came after
24 million
Australia, so how
people
would New
dum-dums at
Zealand
one
be the
point.
one
24
dealing
million
with,
people are
creating
dum-dums. You
Australia?
know, more than 24 million people are dum-dums.
Oh,
It's
oh,
not
I'm a
just that
dum-dum.
many. Most people in the fucking world are dum-dums, okay?
What?
They don't get
What?
it.
You think
And
we're
I
just gonna
Language,
encourage-
keep
please.
I
Strap the
encourage
super
all
channel
of you-
team
Genius
to
now? Oh
One
my
at a time. One
I
at a
will
time.
speak and then you will respond, okay? I encourage you all to go actually listen to my video titled The Truth About Australia. Listen
The
very
truth
Already
carefully.
listened to it.
Australia.
Come back.
Okay,
Reynolds, I have a
okay,
question.
But
Ask your
it's more of a fact that
This is
there's
a live
huge
Shut up,
debate.
hey,
You're not gonna
Angel.
tell us to.
Air Asia, no one cares about what you have to say. You've spoken enough. Whoever
I just have one
yeah,
question.
because I disprove your entire argument.
You do shit, bro.
Don't get your dick in the
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Listen,
Oh my goodness.
okay.
Ask your question, please.
Can I ask
Yeah,
you?
let's go,
Okay.
Judge. Yeah, let's go.
Listen, all right. So
Mhm.
I just have one little problem. Okay. So when you speaking in terms of speculation, you do realize that's a much weaker argument than actual like material facts. Like when someone's actually coming up with an actual argument that is supported by many scientific research, and
Such
you're just speculating in the truth about Australia,
Such as.
you can't actually formulate any real
Let him speak, Rag.
substance. Okay. Would you
Okay,
agree?
well, I mean, facts always beat speculation. I agree.
No, hang on, wait. No, facts aren't speculation.
I said
Speculation
facts
is
speculation.
coming up with your own opinions, not validated by any current research or any research
You are
at all.
correct. Yep, you're correct.
Yeah, so in your video, the truth about Australia, which you seem to keep, making as a huge, like, that's the real answer. Well, you don't have any evidence to back
Have
that
you
up.
watched that video?
Yes.
And what do I say in that video?
You just
You
yelled
basically
about
just.
What,
Sorry.
what did
You
I
just
say in that
use the
video?
stupid argument. That's
No,
all.
no. What do I say in that video? What am I talking about?
You basically just
nonsense.
repeat the same argument. Australia doesn't
It
exist.
isn't
No,
real.
that's a different video. The truth about
Well, that's pretty
Australia.
accurate.
In the video, the truth about Australia.
Okay,
You
so
just
can you tell us?
assume you know what I'm talking about. You assume you know what I'm saying, but you don't because you're not listening properly.
No,
Alright?
okay, listen, okay.
Go
There
watch.
is nothing that is not. Okay, so everything you're saying is refutable by every single person who has commented or is on this chat line. Okay, so I just want some actual hard evidence or some evidence at all.
Well, I mean, I'm working on that, and I've given evidence already.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're working on that? Do you even work?
Actually, you haven't given any
point.
evidence. You haven't given a single bit of evidence. You've just spoken to the camera.
Do you work, or is this your career, just to become some kind of YouTube superstar?
Everyone,
Like, I don't know.
everyone wants to know what good old Rag Reynolds does. And you know what good old Rag Reynolds does? I will tell you. I do whatever I
what does
damn
good old
well
Rag-
please.
Get all right.
Rag, I think you're
I
a
don't think
troll.
you can get
Okay, you have
around
like
life
really
doing that,
polarizing
mate.
beliefs.
No, yeah, he is. Yeah.
Wow, you just figured that out, man. Wow, epic.
Does anyone have a question?
Okay,
I
well,
have
I
a
already asked you a
question.
question. You haven't
I have a
answered that.
question. I have
Yeah,
a question.
yeah.
I'll wait to ask mine then.
Okay.
Do you think New South Wales should actually be called New Zealand?
I mean, I'm down with that.
Like, just cross out the South Wales and just make it New
Go
Zealand.
left to right asking people if they have a question, because I have a question.
Okay.
Wow.
They-
Air Asia. This is Air
Oh
Asia.
no, please
do you have a
no.
question?
Yeah,
Well,
not
why'd
him.
you say left to right then, you dummy?
Please no. I don't-
Listen, what you gonna ask me instead of marking my damn name? What you gonna ask me?
Air Asia, do you have a question?
Well, well, there's also this. Well, do you
I'll
know
take that as a
the
no.
military history of World War II?
I don't
You-
care about World
you
War
should
II.
then-
Goodbye, you're kicked.
Oh my god.
He's gonna join again.
Peanuts,
Okay.
do you have a question? I don't. Have you said anything here? I don't even think I've heard you speak.
For the last 12 years, you've not mentioned any evidence once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
12 years? What are you talking about?
12?
Years,
Well,
just
that's
years.
your-
Okay.
That's your whole lifespan, isn't it? I bet you're a 12-year-old. Goodbye, Peanuts.
Oh my god.
Judge, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. You know, with like your videos, okay, in about like majority of them, you have a map of Australia, okay, and it actually has like the exact crucial outlines of Australia, and it's like little islands I didn't know existed. Okay, now I want to know, okay, do you believe that such a land would exist, and economically, wouldn't it make sense that some government or some government in the world would utilize that for some kind of purpose to gain some economic, I don't know, advantage, or it would possibly be inhabited due to our, skyrocketing population stats at the moment? So, how would you answer that?
Well, you know, I'll be honest.
Yeah, be honest.
If I had any respect for you or the question you just asked, I would probably answer that. But I don't.
Okay, so answer it.
So, goodbye.
Ah.
I'm trying to get people. There are new people who want to come in here, so I need to eliminate people. Okay, Mister, you've not spoken in a while. Do you have a last thing to ask?
Yeah, I think I might have one last question. So I just want to know what you think might be the what stops enemy countries from like of whatever country from saying like might be. Oh, by the way, the world Australia doesn't. What stops enemy countries from like of whatever country?
What stops them from doing what?
From like exposing to the world, like if they're trying to.
Because they don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're saying only what countries know?
I don't
Or
know.
would you say it would
New
just
Zealand
be New Zealand?
certainly knows.
Only Rag Reynolds knows, guys. Only Rag Reynolds knows.
Basically. Goodbye, Mister.
And
Okay.
Aw.
Don Tammy or whatever your name is. You're next. Do you have a last thing to ask?
Nope. I'm just here for trolls.
Okay, goodbye then. Okay, next up. Resurrect. Do you have
Yes,
anything to ask?
I have a question.
Okay.
So you know the big red rock Uluru? You know how that's like pretty much one of the like popular things about Australia? If
No.
they have photographic evidence of that, like of it being in Australia, how like no one's seen it in New Zealand though?
Please reword
Like,
that.
It's in
That's a good
Australia.
point, honestly.
Can I just say something for a second, right?
Absolutely.
None of this stuff, right? If you're going to ask me a question, can everyone just word it well? I mean, I've got a lot going on right now, and it's hard for me to focus and know what you're. I'm trying to piece it together while reading the chat and managing other people. There are too many things going on. So I'm afraid.
Reynolds, can you please stop adding everyone you see? Because this is getting a bit out
I
of
know.
hand.
I'm not giving the link out anymore, but that's why I'm.
It's
I'm not
getting a
going to
bit
kick you
crazy.
two original guys since well, 3 original guys since you were here at the start. But
Yeah, okay.
Ricky, you just joined. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Explain the Malva Cup.
The what?
The Malva Cup. What sort of drugs do they make them? Looks like the same
Talking about
horses,
cows. What do cows have to do with anything?
Melbourne Cup.
Melbourne cow.
Okay.
Melbourne Cup.
Melbourne Cup. What?
Like sports, you know? Sports.
This guy's blind.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Oh, Melbourne. Okay. Those accents again. Ricky, I don't like your
We all have the same one, so.
Okay. DT Cow, do you have a question?
Yeah, obviously, the crippling gate is Australia, so bye, I gotta go.
What?
What?
What? What was that?
Okay, well, they left anyway.
Okay.
Batman NL, do you have a question?
Oh my god. I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, ask it.
If Australia isn't real, then how come we have like photographic evidence of the Great Barrier Reef? And that's one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Well, it's clearly fake.
What if I've been there?
Well, maybe you're fake.
What?
I don't know. These people are annoying me. I'm just kicking them out one by one because we need a quieter debate. Right.
Yeah.
Laney or whatever your name is, do you have a question?
No.
Laney's the last one standing.
No? No question?
Okay, I thought you said you wouldn't add people. Oh, whatever.
No, they're just joining. They're just joining. Corey, do you have a question?
Yeah, real quick question.
Okay, go.
I was trying to do some research on the drugs that you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
You said that there was like, yeah, hold on, real quick, I should move. Yeah, you mentioned something called chirotine by any chance?
Yeah, carotene.
Yeah, chirotine. Yeah, I tried looking for it, but I couldn't find any other like.
Okay, to answer your question, I have a video coming out later today answering that exact question. I have a video about carotene coming out later today, so please stay tuned for that, and I will explain everything to do with that.
Also, why are you the only person on Earth who knows about this drug?
I am not, and that's what I'm going to explain in this video. I'm going to explain how I found out about the drug. I'm going to explain the whole story behind it. Okay? Because it's very important, and I might have been duped.
So why haven't you uploaded a video, talking about the GoFundMe page so people can actually donate to you, so you can actually go out to Australia?
Because I don't want to start begging for people to give me money. I mean, it's that simple.
You don't, but if you didn't want people to give you money, you wouldn't make a GoFundMe page.
Well, I mainly made that to appease you.
But you don't. Okay, so you don't want to go to Australia.
Well, I mean, it's a very inconvenient place to go, and maybe that is the time they'll kill me now that I've spread the word. So.
Okay. Well, hopefully, but also,
hopefully they'll kill me. Did you just say you want me dead?
Shut up, Aviv. If you go to Australia and you record it, that will be proof that you've actually been there. You saying that you've been there without recording it, that's not proof. That's just you saying that you've been there. That's not actual hard evidence.
Full Spectrum, do you have a question now that you've joined?
Not a question.
Wait, what?
That's just a
You're gonna
knowledge.
ignore me.
Say that again?
Ladies and gentlemen, Australia isn't real.
True.
And I'm the proof.
Okay. Go on.
Unfortunately, I can't get rid of this accent because this is the way I was raised.
Unfortunately.
Control Z.
What Rag Reynolds
Why
has
do you
been
have
saying
your
is the
mic
truth.
turned off?
Full Spectrum, do you have a question?
I don't.
Why do you keep muting your mic?
Because Tommy's being annoying in the background.
Can we go back to the falling off the edge of the world thing? Because I didn't actually get an answer for the gravity.
Because he's trying to ignore you.
Okay. Please go to the falling off the edge of the world video and watch it again, and then ask me that question, because I can't believe you're actually asking me that.
I got a question.
But here's the thing. This is a live debate. You don't just go tell somebody to go watch the video. But this is a live debate.
Well, you
if somebody has a question,
clearly
you
haven't
answer
done
it.
your research. You don't know what you're talking about.
I have a question.
Please ask it.
So there are people who've gone around the exterior of Australia, around the side, like the borders.
Okay.
And it's made the exact shape as it is on the map. So there's either a very weird island in New Zealand or Australia's real.
Hello.
You just stated something. You didn't really ask a question. But Jen, do you have a question? No, Jen doesn't have a question.
I have a question.
Okay, Instinct, ask your question.
Do you think you'll win against like all of us 24, 26 million people?
Well, there aren't actually 26 million of you. You just think there are. But yeah, I'm already winning.
You're not though.
I am.
Also, is there a way I can get in contact with Memulus in this situation? Because I want some of them subscribers too.
I don't know. I've been unsuccessful to get Memulus to respond to me after I tweeted them a few times. So I don't know about you.
No, but how do you expect people to believe you that Australia isn't real when you don't have
If you don't have proof, yeah.
I do have proof, and I have it in multiple videos.
Are we supposed to just believe what you say? Because you don't have
Okay.
any like.
When just let me get something. When I tell you something, I don't need a source. I am your source.
But that's not how things work. Okay, you need a source.
You've lied a bunch of times.
I've never lied about anything. What are you talking about?
Okay, in your eyes, you're not lying. Okay, but to all of us, to the entire world, you're lying.
Wrong.
No.
No, to the entire world, you're just shitposting.
Do you know what shit posting is? Do I need to give you
Yeah,
a
it's-
master class in shit posting?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Also, why do you have so many pictures in your room of yourself?
Why wouldn't I? I mean, it seems to get people's attention. It's a very
You're pretty
talking point.
fabulous.
Thank you.
Wait, so you just said you're just shitposting right now?
Say that again?
So you're just shitposting right now?
Well, right now, I mean, we started off and having a serious debate, but then this turned into a shit show. So yes, I'm shit posting right now, most certainly.
Well, I'm out of
I'll make
ideas
full
because
videos
like
for
there's no real way for me to prove anything because you're so stubborn. So I don't really know.
What about...
Okay.
Actually,
Well,
never mind.
if that's all done, I mean, I'll talk to the chat another 10 minutes or so, but I will have a video out later today explaining the whole Cairutini situation. I do
Will
have
you have proof in that? Will you have actual hard evidence?
Yes, I've got a
of
lot
you
of things
visiting
to say.
Australia?
It's very important that you need, and I do recommend watching it before you make any more videos on this subject because it will clear a lot of things up for you.
Okay. Okay. Also, in that video, can you please shout out the whole GoFundMe page because
I might.
we need
We'll see.
donations.
We'll see. Okay.
Cool. So, is this done?
Yeah, this is done. So if I'm going to continue talking to the chat, but if you guys want to plug your channels or anything, then you go right ahead.
Oh yeah, sure. Instinct, all lowercase with an exclamation mark for the second eye. Go subscribe to me.
My channel is just Rage Gaming 99. Capital R, capital G, the space between Rage and Gaming, no space between Gaming and 99.
hello.
What do you people want? Why are more people joining?
The 12 to 69
By the way,
people
guys, it's
just
about to
subscribe.
end, so there's no real point in joining now.
If you subscribe, you'll have good luck for 20 years.
I'm just going to talk to the chat for a little bit now.
Stop plugging your own channel on this live stream. That's so sad.
He told us to.
I did, and they listened.
You've been to Perth and still think that it doesn't exist, and we're still being hit.
I'm kicking that person. I can't even hear him.
Did you say like something to prove when somebody asks like about Uluru, for example, like famous places.
Okay.
How do you explain that? Because I can't remember if you actually answered that.
Famous places. Well, I mean,
Famous places in Australia and
they probably
nowhere
exist
else.
just somewhere else. They're just not actually where people think they are. They probably do exist somewhere. I mean,
Yeah, like also if someone was vlogging, I don't know, let's say flying to Sydney and then they vlog the Sydney Opera House. What is that fake? How does that work?
I think it would just be somewhere else. I think it's maybe not in Australia.
Actually, what if they vlog the
If they
plane?
film the flight, if they film inside the airport and film this line saying
I just got an idea. Maybe it is. You know how there's this whole city in New Zealand. I keep saying that's where all the Australians are, and this city is essentially what Australia is. Maybe all these places are in that city. That's where everything is.
in one city.
Yes, a big city.
Pretty big city.
One city.
Yep.
One city the size of a country, the biggest
Anyway,
island in the world.
Bambi, goodbye.
I just want to say, I just got 10 subscribers in like a minute.
Good job. Good job. Bridge Gaming, goodbye.
So,
All right. I guess I'm off as
Instinct,
well.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Right. And everyone else in the chat, I'm going to stick it around here for a little bit more. If you have a question, I will do my best to answer it. I will be reading the chat from here on. So I'm paying attention to the chat. No one else is getting in. If anyone joins, I will be kicking them. I'm not taking any more call-ins. I'm looking at the chat. If you do want 100% to make sure your question is answered, there is a super chat option. Although you probably don't want to give me money, so don't do that if you don't want to. But I will do my best to answer questions. Ask a question in the chat. I will do my best to answer it, starting from now. So I'm not scrolling back up. So make sure you ask it now. How come there are only Kiwis in some parts of New Zealand, as you say? I don't know what you're trying to ask me there. Why do you kick people when they have a great point? I wasn't kicking people when they have a great point. Go meow. I was kicking people to try and make space for new people to join. You can only get a certain amount of people in the hangout, and there were a lot of people wanting to join and messaging me saying I can't get in, it's too full. So I was asking people a question. When they asked the question, I kicked them, and then I was doing my best to answer that question. I just wanted everyone to have a chance to say something. I don't have a brother. Oh, you mean your Rage's brother? Okay. Why would you fake Australia? I didn't fake Australia. What happened to getting rid of the sun? Oh, why wouldn't you want to blow up the sun? The sun's a horrible thing. I do not play Fortnite because I'm not 8 years old. Australia is... If you look at a map and Australia is there and you say it doesn't exist, why is every other country real and not Australia? Maybe some other countries aren't real. Australia is just the only one I know for sure is not. What do you think of Alex Jones? Alex Jones is a very entertaining guy. The sun's keeping me alive. I disagree. Why aren't planets flat? I don't know. Maybe you should ask a planet. I agree, cold may cry. The sun makes cancer, therefore we don't need it. What do you mean I'm in a different room? I'm not in a different room. What are you talking about? Why would the government fake Australia? I've explained that numerous times. I have videos talking about that, so please go watch those videos to understand. I'm not going to go over that again. Yes, Earth exists, and no, I'm not a flat earther. Rage's channel was Rage_Gaming99, I'm pretty sure. Maybe there wasn't an underscore. Who are you? Why is someone called Australia in here? What are you? What do you want? Stop laughing. What do you want? Speaker, I'm going to kick you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. You know, you can't just join. What do I think of my like to dislike ratio? I mean, it's improving every day, so. Rory Kelly, shut your mouth or I will bury you where you stand. Without the sun would freeze to death. Go back to primary school, idiot. You know, some of you people are really stupid. Really fucking stupid. Really fucking stupid. My video, I want to blow up the sun. I normally don't give this away, but it's not serious. Do you not understand sarcasm? I don't actually want to blow up the sun. Of course I know everyone would fucking die. I didn't actually fall off the edge of the earth. Of course, it doesn't make any sense. The earth isn't flat. They're fucking comedy videos. Just because I think Australia isn't real, that doesn't mean that I'm serious about these other things as well. I don't have to be serious about everything. Yes, I don't believe in Australia, but no, I didn't fall off the edge of the earth, and no, I don't want to actually blow up the sun. They are literally listed on my channel under a playlist called comedy. My Australia videos aren't, because they're not comedy. But my other videos are listed under comedy. My whole channel is not a troll. No, please go look at it and see. I have a lot of serious videos, including my Australian ones. Most of my Australian ones are very, very serious. Go watch The Truth About Australia. That video is 100% serious. I have a very important video coming later today that explains a lot more of this. It is going to explain a lot about carotene, about the drugs, about the whole trip to Australia. Okay? Why do I want to go see Isaac Margarine? I don't care about Isaac Margarine. You're a fucking troll. Troll or dumb. No, shut up. So many of you people are so fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. Lia Rose or whatever your name is, you do not join the debate anymore. I am not taking any more call-ins. I don't block people, Rory Kelly. I've never blocked anyone in my life, and I will not block anyone today. What are you asking, Don Tammy Monta? How can you explain known Australian celebrities that have starred in Hollywood films? Well, there are people who have thought they were raised in Australia. It was actually New Zealand, and they've managed to leave the country and make a life for themselves elsewhere. It's not hard to understand. You're the fucking dump one, cunt. Okay. Does Bolivia and Paraguay exist? I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I suppose. Isaac Margarine, sorry if you can't read. My new video should be up in about 6 hours. Where do you want to do that? Lyrios, my channel, your channel? I mean, I'm not really planning any more live debates on this subject at the moment. I would rather do live streams about other things. I mean, I don't really. I've done enough. I have. This is like my third. This is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've done 5 or 6 different live debates about the existence of Australia. I'm not really interested in doing another one. I mean, I will happily debate about something else on my channel. If anyone wants to challenge me to a debate on another subject, then I'm happy to do that. But I don't want to do it. I don't want to do another Australia debate. Not anytime soon. Anyway, I've done too many of them at the moment. I'm not planning anymore. I will do more maybe in the future, but I'm not really doing it right now. But I will do a different subject if you want. Like something else. If you can find something else that we disagree on, other than Australia, then sure. A debate about Scotland. Do you not think it's real? You know, give me a second. Oh, I am taking you all. I'm taking you all with me for a shit. Yep, that is correct. I am doing a shit on stream. Very lovely. I'll mute. Oh. I will just be a second. I'm just finishing this up with some toilet wipes. I don't know why someone says, yes, let's report him. Like, report me for what? What have I done that's report worthy? Okay, there we go. I am back. How is everyone doing? I hope things get memed. Racism. Please quote a single racist thing I've ever said. I've never said anything racist. So I challenge you to. Why is taking a shit on stream something you can report someone for? It's not like I showed it. It's not racist. Australian isn't even a race, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Even if something like that could be, it's not even a race. So anyone saying that is a dum-dum. Why is it so dark on me now? It was lighter a minute ago before I went. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so you people do amuse me. I'll give you that. You're amusing. Yeah. I'm going to start wrapping this up now. It's gone on long enough, I think. Chat is always lit as fuck, Susie. Good job, Rage Gaming. Good job. There's your dab. There's your dab, Bleach. Okay, if anyone wants to talk to me further, join my Discord server. That is in the description down below. I also have a Patreon down there. I have my merch link, Instagram, and book links. You can also find me on Twitter at notraghehe. That's until I get banned again. So please check out the links in the description down below if you want to talk to me some more. Check those out. I will. I'm thinking to do a live stream maybe every week because I like live streaming sometimes. I just need to find something to debate about or talk about every time. But yeah, I'm glad you find me amusing. I find you people amusing as well. But yeah, check out the links in the description down below if you want to talk about anything else, you want any more information, whatever. And yeah, that's about it. So I will see you guys later today in a new video I'm posting. It will be a very important video regarding all this Australia stuff. So I really do encourage you all to stay tuned for that video, especially those of you who really, really hate on me. You're going to like this video. You will. So until next time, you're all welcome, society.